Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you'll be providing a conversation with Dr. Leslie Soylis of Hearing Life, discussing the importance of hearing aids and what you need to know about choosing the right one. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In international news, suicide drones strike fear in Ukraine's capital, killing 4. Laden suicide drones struck Ukraine's capital on Monday, setting buildings ablaze, tearing a hole in one of them and sending people scurrying for cover or trying to shoot them down in what the president said was Russia's attempt to terrorize citizens. The concentrated use of the kamikaze drones was the second barrage in as many weeks after months in which air attacks had been a rarity in central Kyiv. The assault sowed fear and frayed nerves as blasts rocketed the sky. Energy facilities were struck and one drone largely collapsed a residential building, killing 4 people, authorities said. Intense bursts of gunfire rang out as the Iranian-made drones buzzed overhead, apparently as soldiers tried to destroy them. Others headed for shelter, nervously scanning the skies. But Ukraine has been grimly accustomed to attacks nearly 8 months into the Russian invasion, and city life resumed as rescuers picked through debris. Previous Russian airstrikes on Kyiv were mostly with missiles. Analysts believe the slower-moving drones can be programmed to accurately hit certain targets using GPS unless the system fails. Also Monday, a Russian Su-34 warplane crashed in a residential area in the Russian port after an engine failure, killing at least 4 people on the ground, injuring 25 others, and starting a fire that engulfed several floors of a 9-story apartment building, the authorities said. Vice governor of the region said 3 of the victims died when they jumped from the building's upper floors to escape the flames, according to a news agency. 6 more people were missing. Both crew members on the training mission bailed out safely, the Russian Defense Ministry said. In Kyiv, the mayor said Monday's barrage came in successive waves of 28 drones in what many fear could become a more common mode of attack as Russia seeks to avoid depleting its stockpiles of long-range precision missiles. 5 drones plunged into Kyiv itself, said the prime minister. In the Kyiv region, at least 13 were shot down, all flying in from the south, a spokesperson for Ukraine's Air Force said. One strike appeared to target the city's heating network, hitting an operations center. Another slammed into a 4-story residential building, ripping open a gaping hole and collapsing at least 3 apartments. 4 bodies were recovered, including those of a woman who was 6 months pregnant and her husband. An older woman and another man also were killed there. An Associated Press photographer caught one of the drones on camera, its triangle-shaped wing and pointed warhead clearly visible against the blue sky. In national news, student loan forgiveness application website goes live. President Joe Biden on Monday officially kicked off the application process for a student debt cancellation program and announced that 8 million borrowers had already applied for loan relief during the federal government's soft launch period over the weekend. He encouraged the tens of millions eligible for potential relief to visit studentaid.gov and touted the application form that the president said would take less than 5 minutes to complete. An early beta launch version of the online form released late Friday handled the early stream of applications without a glitch or any difficulty, Biden said. It means more than 8 million Americans are, starting this week, on their way to receiving life-changing relief. Some 8 million borrowers who had income information already on file with the Education Department would see their debt canceled without applying. In more national news, Congress probes Jackson water crisis as city and state spar. Congress is investigating the crisis that left 150,000 people in Mississippi's capital city without running water for several days in late summer, according to a letter sent to Governor Tate Reeves by 2 Democratic officials. Representatives Benny Thompson of Mississippi and Carolyn Maloney of New York sent the letter Monday requesting information on how Mississippi plans to spend $10 billion from the American Rescue Plan Act and from the bipartisan infrastructure law and $429 million allotted to enhance the state's water infrastructure. The letter indicates the start of a joint investigation by the House Homeland Security and the Oversight and Reform Committees into a crisis that deprived Jackson's 150,000 residents of running water for several days in late August and early September. And finally, in business news, stocks rally on Wall Street in latest volatile move. Wall Street kicked off a busy week of corporate earnings with a broad rally on Monday. the latest about-face for a market that has been unsteadily lurching between gains and losses in recent weeks. The S&P 500 climbed 2.6%, more than recovering the ground it lost in a sell-off Friday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 1.9%, and the Nasdaq Composite added 3.4%. Nearly all the stocks in the benchmark S&P 500 rose, with technology and communications companies among the biggest gainers. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. The world might feel hopeless, but the Creator of all things can give you hope in the midst of everything. Walk in that, and you have all the protection you need. Have an amazing Tuesday. Dr. Leslie Soylis is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight. We're here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Dr. Leslie Soylis of Hearing Life joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the need of hearing aids and what you need to do to get the right one. Here's a bit of our conversation. How can hearing loss impact someone's life and the things they love doing?
Hearing loss is really going to show up when people are involved in those conversations where there's a group environment. People get together at restaurants or for the holidays. The person that has hearing loss is going to have a hard time really understanding what's being said. And that just leads to embarrassment, frustration, and eventually it can cause the person to withdraw socially, which is really sad.
Such a great point, and that's why we're glad that you're here in the recent news that was just announced. We're going to get more into that, but that brings up the magic of giving back, Dr. Soylis. Talk to us about that program and how it can help our audience to get a free hearing aid.
Hearing Life is conducting its second annual The Magic of Giving Back campaign, where we are giving away free hearing aids to 6 people that are in need. All the individual has to do is to submit their story to our website at hearinglife.com/magic to become eligible to be part of this campaign.
New options that are available. It was on the news just today for our audience joining us here on the radio side, the over-the-counter hearing aids. What do our audience need to know, though, when it comes to purchasing those devices and if it's going to work for them?
So over-the-counter hearing aids, it's a new category of hearing aids that was created by the Food and Drug Administration with the best of intentions. The catch is the consumer has to figure out directly, without any professional assistance, to what device they want to select to address their hearing loss. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We take you off tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. Prepare to get on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Then let's go make it a great one.